Hi, it's an overcast day, a windy day and a cold day, but I don't want to miss the opportunity to test one of the sharpest telezoom lens out there. I'm talking about the Nikon Z-mount 180 to 600 millimeters f5.6 to 6.3. So, if you want to know how sharp this lens is, how it works in photos and videos, stay with me. Hi, I'm Mario Kilian and welcome back to another video. So, my first impression when I received this lens was, of course, the weight. With just 2.1 kilograms, so a little bit over 2.1 kilograms, it feels a lot much lighter than my Sigma 60 to 600. The second point, what surprised me a lot, was that I can change from 180 to 600 millimeters with just a quarter of turn. A difference of the other zoom, I have to take almost all around the zoom ring just to get from 60 to 600 millimeters. The third point is something I really love. When I zoom in, it has an internal zoom. It don't pushes out like the other zooms, and that of course helps to keep the lens clean of dust inside. To test the lens, I will be using the high megapixel camera, the Nikon Z7. So let's stop talking and let's take some photos to see how sharp this lens really is. Other interesting point of this lens is that I can customize the focus ring. I can use it, for example, for change the aperture. This lens has already the function buttons in the same lens, so I can lock the autofocus, just assign it to this button. So now that I have been using for a while this lens, I can say that the AF works amazingly fine. It has a so much greater speed than the other lens that I have that it's almost impossible to miss some bird in flight, for example. And the AF motor works in so a silent way that it is almost impossible to hear it. That are two things that I really loved after using this lens. And about the sharpness, you can see it in the photos. It really takes stock sharp photos. Well, this is really an amazing sharp lens, but can the f6.3 blur the background, for example, in a soccer game? In the last soccer game where I took the 60 to 600, I already take this 100 to 180 to 600 Nikon lens. So, I will show you some photos I took in the soccer game with this lens.
Rest of the show. So have you ever felt betrayed? Switches how you see things. Realize something needs change. Cause I know you got me f***ed up. Let me show you what's up. Cause enough is enough. I'll take a face full of pavement just to make a statement. I know there's no turning back. Oh God, adrenaline wasted. So mad I can taste it. I know there's no turning back. I'll do what it takes. I ain't making mistakes like that.
And so, the sun is coming out. That is something you always love when you have a f6.3 zoom. But the minimum distance of the focus of this lens is about 2.5 meters. So let's see how it works with some macro photography. So let's find out how macro can this lens be. And well, the purpose of this lens is wildlife, and it makes an amazing job. The images are really sharp. The autofocus works really fast. For sports, it is a good lens too, but always outdoor sports. If you want to do some indoor sports, maybe the f6.3 is too much. So, I hope you like this video and it helps you to decide if you can go for one of these lenses. In my case, I think it's a must to have this lens. It's by far the sharpest zoom out there. So, I hope you like this video. If so, maybe you consider to give it a like. And I hope to see you in my next video. Bye bye.